And guess what? Today is day 6. Um, and we're still in the very beginning of April, and I'm really, really excited to see the change of the season and the flowers and the trees. I feel so, so beautiful. We're so blessed. So today I want to talk about one topic which is all about transformation and change. So many times my clients, my students, my friends, they ask me, Alex, how do I change? How do I change the way I see the world? How do I change my habits? How do I change my personality? You know, when we get stuck and doing the same thing over and over again, despite knowing that this doesn't serve us. So, how do we change? And my answer to that is comes down to the narrative, comes down to the story we tell ourselves about ourselves. And when we change this story, then we can change our identity. Now, we all know that when it comes to fairy tales and stories, there are legends, and legends we can also find in myths, right? Those legends are heroes who are transforming into the best version of themselves. And this timeline stories actually resonate across so many generations. And there is a reason for that, because the plot is captivating. So, did you know that research suggests that the story we tell ourselves about ourselves, the story we tell about our past, is only 70 to 80% accurate? All the rest is just fabricated. So keep in mind that every single time you just share with a friend, with a family member, a story from your childhood, right? 70 to 80% is fake. It's not true. So if the story we tell ourselves about ourselves is so much different from the reality when we look at it through our perception, then what that tell us about the way we can change our identity? So I want to invite you today to think of the story. What is the story you tell yourself about the past or the future? And if you had the chance, how would you say the story differently? What kind of story would you prefer to share? So, I would like to share with you today a 4-step transformative process when it comes to changing your identity by changing your story. So, step number 1, draft your past story. Whatever story that is, right? So, my family, I come from a family and we like a really poor family and we were all struggling, for example, right? So just draft the story as you typically kind of share the story with others in the same way. Number 2, just get your phone and take a video yourself pitching a new story, a really kind of new, exciting story about your past, right? And try to make it as exciting as possible. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes is more than enough. And then watch that video and observe the vibrational impact as you watch the recording. Observe yourself. How does that feel when you see yourself sharing your past story, but from a different kind of perspective, with it through different lens of perception. How does it feel? So ask yourself, watch yourself, ask yourself, how does it feel? And then the last step is try to rewrite the story and try to make it more creative, more exciting, more imaginative, and just make it like transform it into a grand, epic, passionate, wondrous, adventurous, challenging, even story. But bring all those elements. So, when you rewrite your story and you approach your challenges from the angle that those challenges are some of the greatest moments in your life. These are moments of learning and transformation. When you include teachers, mentors, allies, even enemies as pivotal characters guiding you towards your destination, then that makes it as an inspiring story. And that changes the way you see yourself, the way you see your own identity. And then that has an impact on what kind of ways you decide to change your entire personality. So, as in the hero, your own hero, recognize that you are both the protagonist and the script writer of your own life. So just pour your imagination into this story and just tell it like, share the story in a more powerful way. What do you have to lose? Just try it. That's what I always recommend, suggest my my clients. Like, just try it. Just give it a go. See what happens. See what brings to you. And then recognize that you can actually feel the full range of emotions, and that's okay. As the hero in a movie, allow yourself to feel deeply the pain, the anger, the frustration, but also the happiness, the joy, the ecstasy. So, if you need more inspiration on how to follow the step by step process, I highly recommend you one of my most favorite books, Joseph Campbell's books, The Hero's Journey, where you can actually identify the key stages in your story, including departure, initiation, and return. So that you can choose your favorite mythic character, mentor, ally, guardian, and just have fun. So, my suggestion, my recommendation to you is spend some time today and just rewrite your story. So, today our mantra is I tell a new story about myself, the one I really want to feel. And take a moment today to actually write a new story about your past.